Hello there everybody, this is Grant, also known as the Collector 75. Welcome to another Transformers Combiner Wars review. Right, for this one I picked up at TF Nation 2016, and it was one that I went there to get. Actually, I was hoping I'd see it there because I had a bit of money. This is, of course, the Generation 2 version of BRUTICUS. Now, he does come with 6 figures. I've only got 5 of them out. I'm not going to bother with the Shockwave figure because I'm not that keen on it, if I'm honest. Other people may disagree, but yeah, I'm not that keen on it. Yeah, it's actually still in the box. Yeah. So obviously this is a good box. I love the box art you get with these gift set figures. You do get a poster and the instructions and everything. But yeah, I mean, on the back of the box, if I show you, I like the books because they are really sturdy and everything. It's got pictures. I'm just trying to get it in view there. You know, it's all right. Gonna put that over there. Yeah, so I'm not going to bother with the Shockwave because I'm not that keen on it. So there we go. I mean, if you're going to do Shockwave, why can't you just make him a giant flying space gun like he was in Generation 1 rather than some whatever the hell he is in this? Don't ask me why. So there we go. That's why I can't bother with it. Anyway, right. Let's get on the figures. I'm not going to show the transformations as usual. So we're just going to get onto the figures. I think I've done these before somewhere along the line. Somewhere probably. Whether I've uploaded it by now, I don't think I have. I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right, so we're just going to concentrate on the actual colour schemes rather than the figures themselves. Right, where should we start? Let's start here with Blast Off. Obviously, it is the same as the Hasbro version where we're using them as a plane and everything like that rather than the space shuttle we got with the Takara Tomy Unite Warriors version. And it's a shame. I wish I had used that version. Nothing really wrong with the plane. It's just, why can't I just give him a new bloody head? Because he's got the slingshot head and it really stands out on this version rather than the Hasbro one. At least it's a bit darker so you don't notice it as much, but this one, because he's white, you just can't miss it. It's a good figure. Again, I wish they'd have just, you know, got rid of these feet, that you could have just folded them away into there or something. Yeah, I mean, other than that, he's a good colour scheme. He's all white with the camo. They've all got the weird camo on them. My only gripe with this set is the fact that he's supposed to be a homage to the Generation 2, but he still has ordinary Decepticon insignias on him when he should have the G2 ones. I could take care of that. I did buy some more repro labels the other day, so I probably could go over quite a lot of them, but not all, so I don't know. Right, so anyway, so that's Blast Off. And then we're going to go for Vortex. He's this teal coloured helicopter. I'm not that keen on this, if I'm honest. This actual mould, not my favourite helicopter of all time. And the colour scheme is okay for being garish and strange. I'm just not too keen on this helicopter mode. It's not my favourite. Then we're going to go for this guy, Swindle. Now he's orange, and I'm sure the original Generation 2 is supposed to be red, I think, as far as my memory serves me. But obviously he is a retooled Rook from Protectobots, and it's a good mould. Nothing wrong with it at all. I like it. Yeah, nothing wrong there at all. We'll get back onto him in robot mode. He's a good solid all-rounder. Then we're going to come to this guy. This is Brawl, one of my favourites. And he was the first Generation 2 Combaticon I actually ever had. And I was only ever really intending to get Brawl out of that series because at the time I was finding it a little bit hard to get hold of them. But then eBay came along and made it a hell of a lot easier to get the rest. So I got the rest and kept them all in the boxes because I got about three out of the 5 in the boxes. Couldn't find the other 2, and then eventually I sort of did see them in the boxes. So I thought, well, do you know what? I'm just going to get them in the boxes. I'm not going to take them out now. So there we go. Yeah, so that's Brawl. He's an okay. It's just a shame the turret doesn't turn, but there we go. What can you expect? Well, a little bit more these days, I suppose. And then we're going to come to Onslaught. He's a retooled hotspot. He's all right. I just don't think the yellow suits this figure at all, really. I love the weird camo they've given certain bits there. Just that yellow, I'm not too keen on it, and it just feels really cheap sometimes, like with these wheels and everything. Yeah, right, okay. So that is the figures themselves. I'm going to transform them all into robot mode now, and then we'll. I'm not going to show the transformations, but then we'll go into combined mode. Right, so we have them all into their robot modes, and yeah, well, they're obviously pretty much the same as the Takara version and the Hasbro version, obviously just with a weird neon paint scheme. So there's no real difference in articulation. Let's just have a quick look here at Vortex first of all. He comes in this weird tealy, bluey, purpley sort of thing, and it's all right. It is just the weirdest mode. It's not color scheme. I've never been too keen on this mode, to be honest, or this figure rather. He's a very strange looking figure, but you know, he's all right as Vortex, and I mean, obviously you had to have him as Blades and that weird Alpha Bravo, so obviously you're going to get the mould used again for Vortex, which is a shame. Would have been nice if they, a bit like for Blast Off, they could have done a whole new mode for this new figure for this guy, because I'm not overly keen on that. That is probably one of my least favourite Combiner Wars figures. We'll come to this guy next. Now, obviously, this is Blast Off. This utilises the what is his name? Slingshot mould from the aerial bots. So obviously he's the jet and everything. It would have been nice if they'd have just done a new head sculpt for this guy, because obviously this is the Slingshot head, and Blast Off never had a face or whatever, that sort of face anyway. If anything, you look more like Vortex. It's just a shame. I was going to get the render form heads and everything for this, but to be honest, they were messing me about, sending me the order confirmation, everything to pay by PayPal. So, and yeah, I mean, they were really messing me about. So I thought, well, if they don't want my money, I won't send them my money. So sod 'em. So there we go. So never mind. You know, I mean, it looked a good head as well, and it would have sorted the figure out. But there we go. So you know, that's him. Then we kind of come to Swindle. He's quite a stocky figure. Obviously, this is a heavily remoulded Rook figure. He's all right. He's not too bad. Obviously, I thought it was supposed to be red, wasn't he? The Generation 2. This is obviously orange. He does have his gun. The render form guns actually look pretty cool, because it did come with something to make his little weird shoulder-mounted gun, which would have been pretty cool. But he's a solid figure. I like that one. And then you're going to come to one of my favourites. This is Brawl. He's in the weird bright green camo, which is all right, and he's the same figure. He has all the same articulation and the weird waist problem of this figure. You know, he's all right. The colours work for me. And then we're going to come to Blotter Onslaught, even that's his name, isn't it? Now, let me move him out of the way. I don't like this figure. I never liked it when it was, what's his name? Hotspot. For me, bits of it just don't work properly. The knees, I don't care what anybody says, trying to get these. I thought I managed to do it on one of the other versions I had of this, getting these knees into the right position to get them locked in. I mean, this one works a hell of a lot better in this position, but this one still moves around. I probably haven't got it in there again. But I'm fiddling around with it, and I cannot see exactly how it's supposed to go in. There's a few notches that seem to stop it moving any particular more than I've got it. I mean, it's in there like that. I don't know if it's going to show it to me. Let me get my little torch on it there. So I don't know, is it supposed to go in any different position? I don't know. I can't really see anything. But there we go. But at least as it is, it does sort of stay in there better. So those knees are a bit of a no-no for me, and it just looked really weird sort of figure, like he's got his giant shoulder pads and everything. And these heel spurs on this version, this one's alright. This one is really just loose as anything. If he wanted to fall backwards, that ain't going to stop him falling backwards. And he does have this giant backpack with the guns. The head sculpt was a good head sculpt. Now, probably said it earlier, Why has he got Decepticon insignias and not the G2 Decepticon insignias when it's supposed to be the G2 Bruticus? Now, I mean, I don't know the official reason. Maybe it's because they thought the aerial bots and the G2 Menacor they didn't sell too well with those symbols on it. So maybe they thought, do you know what, we'll put Decepticon symbols on it. Hopefully it will sell better because it doesn't seem too G2-ish then, I don't know. But I don't think the yellow completely works with Onslaught, if you want my opinion. He looks definitely better like grey, green, whatever the other colours were, you know what I mean? Right, so let's get these guys combined into Bruticus, and I'll be right back. Right, so here we have him transformed into Bruticus, and I don't know what it is. I really wanted to like this figure because I really do like my Generation 2 stuff, and I remember at the time that I really wanted, back in the day when Generation 2 was around, I really did want to break out all my Generation 2 Combaticons and combine them because I've got them all in the boxes. I never bothered opening them. So I really wanted it, and I really wanted to like this guy, but there's something about it that I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. It just doesn't look as good as, say, the Unite Warriors version or even just the normal Hasbro release of the Combiner Wars Bruticus. I think it is just the weird colours. Like, I don't think the yellow really goes with the green here or whatever. I mean, I do have that oversized knockoff Generation sort of 2 Bruticus that I've got, and I think that works better probably because he's not articulated as such, and so then you can't really notice where certain bits connect. I don't know. And the plastic on these yellow bits as well does feel I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It does feel slightly cheaper maybe than like the previous versions, like I don't know, the Hasbro or the Takara one. Though it could just be because it's yellow plastic, it's a bit like gold plastic, you know. It's probably has something to do with how brittle it is and all stuff like that or whatever. Its composition maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so there's something that I just cannot put my finger on that I don't like as much as I thought I was going to. Obviously, I don't use the proper Combiner Wars hands and the feet because I hate them. I really don't like them at all. So I do have, these are knockoff versions of the Perfect Effect feet. Hopefully I've got enough of them now to cover every other Combiner Wars figure that I want. And they do make a lot of difference, but I just think the colours, because obviously the Generation 2 had black hands and black feet, I don't know. I just don't know if those colours go and they work all together. I don't know. But it's still a great figure. It's when you look at it. I mean, look back at oh my God, what was it? Those bloody Energon combiners that we got like, I don't know, 10 years ago, probably over 10 years ago, whenever it was. They were good at the time. Even then, people knew they had really bad limitations because it utilised just a repaint of two figures, so you had two of the same figures. If you know what I mean? And to make it look different, you had to use one as an arm, one as a bloody leg. But at least here we got all separate figures. Fair enough, a lot of them are repaints from other Combiner Wars figures, but for this guy, and every other subsequent one, you've got just 4 separate limbs, which is pretty good, and he's probably the best combiner we're ever going to get of a Bruticus, to be fair. I think it's just the colours. Yeah, I think so. It's just a strange one. There's something about it. I just cannot put my finger on it. It just don't look right. Maybe it's because of all this stuff. The colours are so weird and don't go. So you notice all the weird, like these thighs are really, I don't know, thick and long, and it doesn't go with this piece. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. But I mean, the figure's all right. Yeah, it's just those colours. They do look a little weird. Right, anyway, this has been Graham, Collector 75. I'm going to leave this review here. It is a good figure. I'm glad I didn't pay as much as I was probably going to pay for it originally. I did get this at TF Nation, I believe. I can't remember how much for, but it certainly wasn't the price that it was at, or not Auto Assembly, the Rollout Roll Call. It was definitely a few pound cheaper. And it would probably be a bit more cheaper these days as well. Because I think on Comparables I saw the G2 Menasor one down to 50 quid, which is a good price for that figure. But you do need the Perfect Effect bits with that one. Yeah. Anyway, right, I'm going to leave this review there. I shall catch you all next time. Bye for now.